Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am doing a project for Beebeecrafts and I will put a link to everything that I use in the description box below. Okay, so today I'm going to make a few embellishments. I haven't really got a plan, but I'm going to just start off by using some of these little scrapbooking pages. They're very small. They're about 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches, or a bit over, and they come in this pack. I'm not sure how many in the pack, but I'll put links to everything in the description box below. So because they are only paper, I'm going to make them into tags. So I'm going to attach them to the back of this cardstock. It's an old Papercraft cardstock. So I'm just going to use my glue and stick these so that the back of them has the pattern, well, the cardstock on the back. That is both firming up the pattern paper and giving me a surface on the back that I can write on. Just trying to line this up so that it's nice and square and right in the corner. Just burnish that down. This again I'm going to put right next to that one. I'm going to put that one there. Oh, it's a bit different size. Okay, now this one I'm going to put right over this edge. Oh, I've got two there. And so before I do that, I want to ink this edge because I'm going to leave that sort of like torn edge on it. I want it to stand out a little bit. So I'm going to just ink it like so. That's fair enough. And then I'm going to stick this and stick that down on there like so. Right, I'll leave that there because I'll ink around the edges once I've cut these out. I'm going to use my long bladed scissors. Okay, so that gives me my 3 tags. Well, they will be. I'll cut the corners off. So I want probably just a smallish corner. Maybe that big. I'm going to cut that off like so. I'll do that on all 3. And then I will ink around the edges. Okay, now I'm going to take these to my sewing machine and stitch around them. So I'm going to use this stamp to stamp some of these tickets onto this little piece of cardstock here. Firstly, I'm going to just wipe over that with, I'm going to use the smooth side. This has got a textured side and a smooth side. I'm going to use the smooth side. And I'm going to use some of these smaller stamps. I'm going to Should probably use a stamping block, but I may not use all of these, but while I've got the stamp out, I may as well stamp them all, or as many as will fit on here. They're always handy to have. Fill off. Okay, so now I'm going to tip my embossing powder on this. And this is just clear, superfine clear embossing powder. Shake that around a bit to make sure that I get a nice coverage all over. And then I can use this scrap paper to tip that back into my pot. The lid on. Now I'm going to use my heat gun to set my embossing powder. You can see there where it's starting to change colour, so that's when I know that it is set. Once it becomes shiny and full colour, you can move on. If you keep playing heat over it for too long, it will flatten out and won't be risen. So with the heat embossing, you do get a risen surface. I keep my heat gun moving when I'm doing heat embossing like this. Some people just hold their heat gun in one spot and heat up one spot at a time, but I tend to move mine around. That way I don't burn the paper or anything like that. Okay, so there we go. It's our heat embossing done. Now I'm going to cut these out. I'll do that off camera and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've cut them out and they're all ready to go. See, I haven't cut that one out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give these a coat of Glossy Accents. Now that just gives them a nice thick glossy coat and just adds a little bit of interest to them. So this is it, Glossy Accents. I'm just going to do one on camera, so just this little one here, so you can see I'm putting on a reasonably thick coat. Take it right out to the edge. Okay, and try and make, you can get some little dimples in it, so if you move your spout around you can get it nice and smooth. So I'm going to do that to all of these and then I'm going to set them aside to dry. I can't really do much else with them until that has dried. You can see it's a bit milky there now, but when it's dry it's completely clear. So I'm going to cover all of these with the Glossy Accents and then set them aside to dry, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm going to make a wax seal, or a couple of wax seals. So I've just lit my little candle under there and I've got my spoon. I'm going to use some of these, I don't think I'll do, I think I might do the sort of coppery colour. I'm going to put 5 little beads in there to start with, and the next one I might do a mixture of different colours. So I'm just going to let that melt, and I've got this stamp, hot wax stamp or wax seal that I'm going to use. And I might, as I said, I might make a couple of them. So we just have to wait for that to melt. So I'll put this on fast forward, or I'll cut this piece out until they're melted. So while I'm waiting for that to melt, I'm going to use a bulb pin and some of these little seed beads. I'm going to thread these on here. I'm probably just going to do an assortment of colours. This is a bit fiddlier than one would probably like, but perhaps we'll do 2 blue, gold, maybe 2 gold, 2 blue, 2 gold, and oops, very fiddly these small beads, but very effective. And maybe, what other colour shall we put on there? Maybe a pink. No, there's no real pink on there, so let's use the deeper yellow. There we go. And actually, I'm going to change my mind on that, and I'm going to put one of these small pearl beads on, then do the, what's that, that one maybe, that one, the pearl, the goldy pearl, then the yellow. I'd better get onto my wax seal before I burn my wax. Very fiddly, these little things, but as I said, worth it in the end. Okay. So there we have a cute little dangle to go on our ticket tags. So now I'm going to pour that down there. And pop those beads in there. And then stamp this down on here. So just sit it on top like so and let it set. So back to this, you can see how cute that is. Very pretty. So let's make another one while we're waiting. What colour is that bead? Those. So we'll make some different coloured ones this time. Oh, there we go. There's our wax seal. Now to take it off of here, I find the best thing to do is lift my sheet up, and you can see how easily that comes off then. So we can use that as an embellishment on our little tags. So I'm going to make another one. Now you can see that that's melting, but if I just give it a little stir up like that, I get a like a blending or a stripy sort of wax, and I'm going to pour that onto my silicone mat. Put my stamp into that. And shall I make another one? Why not? Bronze, a silver, a gold, and another gold. So we're going to have an assortment of colours to spread amongst our tags. I mean, I'm not going to probably use all of these today, but while I've got the wax seal making things out, I do tend to make quite a few. Okay, so this time we might go for these silver coloured beads, though I think we might have had silver on the last ones. Okay, so take our little stamp off of there, lift that one up off of the mat, and pour our next one. Give that a bit of a stir up, just to blend that in a little bit, give it a streaky look. And pop our stamp on. Now I'm not going to make any more, three's enough for now, so I'll just clean my little spoon out. Blow my candle out. And, ouch, that's still hot. Just clean it all up while it's still hot, and then you don't have hassles in the future. Okay. Right, so now let's have a look at our tags here, and these little tags here. I think I'm going to, well, let's finish this off first. So this little set of tiny beads is great because you get such a mixture of colours. So there we have our 3 beaded dangles, and we can take this off now and lift that off of the I don't know what that was, but I don't really want it in there. So there's our 3 wax seals. Very pretty. Right, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put an eyelet in these 3. So I will just get my crocodile. And now what colour do I want to put in there? Perhaps I'll put 2 of those and 1 gold. Have I got any gold? That might be a problem. Right, haven't got any gold. So, I'll use a white one. Right, get it away. So I'm using the larger eyelets, so I'm going to I'm putting them reasonably close to the top of the tag. That's not. Okay, that's better. Now these, I want to put an eyelet on some of these smaller tags, as tickets as well. Now, I think I've got some smaller eyelets here. Yes, so I'm going to use these. 1, 2, 3. So the small holes for that. Just poke those out of there. Now we have to change our little pointy thing on here for the different sizes of eyelets. Put that in there. And just press that down. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is add those to my bulb pins. Now I don't like the look of that, so I'm going to add a jump ring to it. Put these jump rings here, and I'll use maybe this. These are open jump rings, so I can pop that through there. Maybe not big enough. No, need a bigger one. So I'll have to go for these. Okay, that can go on there, and then this can go on here, and then we can close that up, and that gives us now something like that. We can pop through our eyelet on our tag, and there we have the tag with a nice little dangle. So I will decorate that tag a little more. So let's do that for the others. Okay. So there we have our tags with our little dangles on them, and now I'm just going to decorate the tags just a little bit. I'm going to put a label and a wax seal on each one. So I'm going to go with just a plain label. I've got a few here. And let me see, I think I want a sideways label and not that big. So maybe, what about something like that, just a number on that one. I don't really want to cover up that bird too much. Maybe with this one I might just put a label up there, or down here. I don't really want to cover that bird up, so I might just leave that one as it is, because it's got plenty on it with that bird and everything there. So if I put labels on these two, and this one I could definitely put a wax seal on. That one, maybe just two labels like that, I think will do the trick. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's ink these up. glue on the back of that. Maybe drop down a little there under that number 33, and this one on the bottom. Like so. And this one just overlapping that, poking out a little more, like so. So that's that tag. Quite cute, I think. This one is just going to stay plain like that, because I really like those birds on there and I don't want to cover them up. And the top is already busy enough, so I don't want to put anything up there. But that one's going to stay like that. And this one, I'm going to put a wax seal on with that one. Yeah, I think this one is the smallest one, so I think that's the one I'm going to use on there. And you can of course use your hot glue gun to attach these, but it's possible that that might actually melt your wax seal, and I find that the art glitter glue does a good job of sticking them on anyway. So that's that one. Okay, so there they are. There are my 3 little tags for today, using some scrapbook paper, some wax seals, some stamping and some heat embossing, and some beads and jump rings and pearls. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, I'd love it if you'd give me a thumbs up and a like and leave me a comment. They're all very helpful. And I hope you can join me, or if you're not already a subscriber, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. And yeah, thanks for being here, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.